A warm studio for a rare Saturday today. What a start to the season for you at Charlton, Lee. Despite the fact, I think everyone knows the story about what's been going off the pitch with the boardroom battle and the relegation, of course. You've had to try and sail the ship through these stormy waters. I mean, personally, how's it been for you?
There's been some tough times. We can't get away from that as a football club. When we came back from lockdown, it was very difficult. We nearly folded at one stage, but putting that behind us now and we've moved forward as a club. We have a new owner and he couldn't have come at a better time, and an owner that seems like he cares and wants to move the club in the right direction. So for me as the manager, it's music to my ears.
I mean, it seems to have settled down, and then yet we read stories in the press this week about another challenge to Thomas Sandgaard's ownership. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know much about that, to be honest, but I'm sure it'll get solved behind the scenes.
You're not worried about it?
I'm not worried about it, no, because I know everything's been done correctly. So if there is something that needs tidying up behind the scenes, then I'm sure that will happen. So, but most importantly, I'll try and stay away from them issues and just concentrate on the football side of things.
Which is going very well. I mean, we can have a look at the table. You haven't got a game today, of course, but this is how it's looking at the moment. And, you know, given everything that's gone on, as we've discussed, to see Charlton here in third, just 3 points off the leaders and with the game in hand as well. Have your players surpassed your expectations?
Yeah, I didn't expect us to climb the table as quickly as we have. We had a big clear out in the summer. We lost 12 and we had to replace them. At the start of the season, we was under an embargo, so we wasn't able to sign anybody once the season kicked off. So once we got past that hurdle and we was able to sign some players, then our recruitment's been excellent. We've brought in some very, very good players. So they've gelled quicker than I expected them to. And most importantly, we're moving in the right direction off the field and now on the field. And I believe that we'll get stronger and stronger as the season goes on.
And talking of strength at the back, very hard to score against. I mean, 6 wins in a row, and you hadn't conceded for 9 hours until last weekend. Ben Amos has won the Player of the Month, which says it all. How good's he been?
He's been excellent, and his shot stopping is very good anyway. But what he does, which no one really notices, is when we're under a bit of pressure and teams are trying to score late on and throwing balls into the box, he comes and relieves us by coming for crosses. That's so important in today's game. A lot of keepers nowadays don't like doing that. They want to stay on their line and just make the saves. But if you've got a keeper that you can trust to come and relieve the pressure, he's been exceptional. So I'm really pleased for him because he hadn't played much football last season. So for him to then just step in and do what he's done, I'm delighted for him.
How do you now make sure that this fantastic form continues and it's more than just a good start?
That's my job. That's my job, to keep pushing them and improving them, you know. So through the time I've been there, every single player has improved. And now we've got another group, we've brought in another 12 players, and now my job is to improve them. Doesn't matter how old they are or how young they are, and I have to make them believe and keep teaching them to do the right things. I've got good coaches around me, and I've got good recruitment. So now it's over to me and my staff to keep improving the side and keep pushing them and moving in the right direction.
I mean, what a division you find yourself in this season. Some big old clubs up there, just in the top half of the table. Ipswich, Hull, Sunderland, Portsmouth. You're watching Sunderland for us today, of course. I mean, the bigger the club, the greater the expectation to get out of this division, let's be honest, as soon as possible. Is the pressure even greater on these sides, given the backdrop and the financial climate at the moment?
Yeah, I think we've played Sunderland a few games back and they were strong, like very, very strong. Their squad of players, their backup, the people they're bringing off the bench are top quality players. Hull, I think, managed to keep hold of most of their squad from last season, so they're going to be strong. Portsmouth are always going to be in and around it. Ipswich are going to be up there. We played Fleetwood the other day, very good side. Played Oxford just before that, another very good side. Our last 3 games that we played were against sides that was in the playoffs last season, and they're all very good. So it's going to be tough. I think this season is going to be tougher to get out of the division than when we've done it before.
And given that dire financial situation, just finally, you mentioned how serious the situation was at Charlton before the takeover, but it seems finally the EFL has agreed this bailout with the Premier League, £50 million for League One and Two sides. I know you've got a new owner, though, but how much do Charlton need that? How much will they benefit from that?
I think every club needs it, because down in League One, League Two and below, like the financial side of things is difficult. As you see, when we went into lockdown, then a lot of clubs couldn't carry on playing, and that was my worry now, because we don't have fans coming in. Then how are clubs going to be able to keep paying wages if no fans are coming in? So this will help everybody, and hopefully it gets spread the right way, and teams can at least keep going on until we can get the fans back.
Lee, thanks. Sunderland MK Dons is the game that Lee will be watching here in the studio. He plays the Dons in a few weeks' time, I think. So a nice scouting mission as well for you this afternoon. Much more from Lee Bowyer to come throughout Soccer Saturday. But